Welcome back to our YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I want to thank you in a very special way for taking your time to be part of us. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at a renewed fight between the Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja and Millicent Omanga, both very senior members of the UDA. One would think that they should have a shared responsibility so that we don't hear some noise from the UDA. But from the way things are moving, something is wrong, and we really need to understand what exactly is happening. Millicent Omanga is writing something on Twitter, and she's saying that Governor Sakaja has sent County Askaris to close down my businesses in Nairobi, despite my businesses operating with all the requisite licenses. This illegal and unjustified action follows my comment on the Auditor General's report on Nairobi County, which appears to have infuriated him. And then she adds just immediately by saying, I reject this bullying and political intimidation in the strongest terms possible and ask Sakaja to keep off my businesses. I remain steadfast and unbowed and affirm that I'll not be silenced by such cowardly acts. Now, Millicent is saying that problems started when the Auditor General flagged off billions of shillings in Nairobi County. And those who watched my earlier video where I analyzed this controversy when it started between Millicent Omanga and her brother Sakaja, the Auditor General really implicated Governor Sakaja because as we speak, I think Nairobi has got a debt of about 100 billion, if I'm not wrong. And the Auditor General also revealed that in Nairobi there are people who are owning more than one person owning one bank. And there are people who are in the payroll, but they don't really get money, which means there are staff that have registered some names, and those are ghost workers. So there were quite a lot. And this was coming from the Auditor General. And let's see what Millicent Omanga said that is now making Governor Sakaja to get annoyed. This was on 9th, and today is 12th. So that's about some 3 days. Now, this is what Millicent Omanga said, that I'm utterly disgusted by the wanton looting and pilfering of Nairobi County finances through exorbitant legal fees paid to lawyers as contained in the latest Auditor General's report. We were told, let's make Nairobi work. Is this the way to do it? Nairobi deserves better. So she commented on a report from the Auditor General, and when you looked at it, you'd really, feel it, because when people elected Governor Sakaja, he used to say, let's make Nai work. According to Governor Sakaja, the city had gone to the dogs, and Sakaja promised that he would bring back the pride of Nairobi. And he told Nairobians, I will make you proud again. The way he was talking, even me, I was convinced and persuaded that Governor Sakaja was going to make it. But it seems to me that like the governor is now fighting everyone. I wanted to see how he sent some of the Nairobi County Assembly members who are supposed to do their oversight authority. They are paid, Nairobians are paying them with taxpayers' money to ensure that they put Governor Sakaja, in check. They question why there is a lot of corruption and massive, looting. Instead, they are now doing what many other MCs are doing. I want you to listen to them defending Sakaja, and in their usual manner, the way, in fact, this is the narrative of Kenya Kwanza. They are now blaming other people when this has been flagged off by none other than the Auditor General. Let's listen to the MCS.
Nairobi County. To be precise, the governor and his executive have been faithfully attending both Senate and county assemblies, and in fact, this financial year alone, the governor has been to the Senate more than 11 times, and we are sure he will go there to respond to any issues that have been raised by the Senate. And number two, we understand that many people are not happy at the progress being made, and this is why we've seen and heard noise come after his nation State of the County address, where the governor eloquently outlined the progress over his last 19 months in office. And just to bring to our attention that a lot of challenges are inherited, just like the audits in question, but His Excellency the Governor is up to the task to take them on. And challenges and achievements walk hand in hand. And what we've seen is a sensationalizing of oversight, politicizing of oversight, and we wonder why the undue focus on Nairobi alone. We've seen the governor being responding to the Senate, just like I've mentioned earlier, more than 10 times he's been there. We've seen other governors, or rather we've not seen other governors being summoned to the Senate. We've not seen the governor for Kisumu, Anyang' Nyong'o, being summoned to the Senate. We've not seen Orengo being summoned to the Senate, among other governors. So our question is, why just the undue focus in Nairobi? Is it premature politics being played? And we've also seen other political leaders, together with some media stations, misrepresenting facts from the audit report. Just recently, we saw the K24, the news anchor, misrepresenting the amount in question about legal bills, where he mentioned that the county government of Nairobi has paid 10 billion in the year in question, whereas the audit report clearly stipulates that it is the pending bills in legal fees that are in question amounting to 10 billion, and not the amount paid. I can confirm that the amount paid within the year in question for legal fees are around 287 million. So we wonder, where do they get these news from, and why can they just report facts and not just hearsay? Also, mind you, the 2022-2023.
So those are the Nairobi members of the county assembly, people who you'd think that they are supposed to, create checks and balances, but they have decided to defend Sakaja. Of course, I'm not here to judge. Let the law take its course. But there's something I want to say. To Millicent Omanga, there are legal avenues, and she knows what to do if at all the governor sent goons to interfere with her businesses. But if at all the businesses are operated illegally, then she must also just face the full force of the law of the Askaris, because she must comply just like any other Kenyan. The only thing that I don't understand, for how long have these businesses been doing? And why would Governor Sakaja wait for this comment? Because obviously, one would be convinced that Governor Sakaja was reacting because Millicent Omanga had questioned why there is a lot of what Millicent calls wanton looting in Nairobi. And she completes by saying Nairobi, needs better, deserves better. And you see, Sakaja used to say, let's make Nai work. And the former senator was just telling her was reminding Governor Sakaja that you campaigned on a platform that you wanted to revive Nairobi. Now look at what is happening. And on this, very many people supported Millicent Omanga. I remember in that post, people were telling her, at least leo umeongea kitu ya maana. And some people were telling her, if we join hands, regardless of our party positions, then Kenya will grow. But I asked why she's only criticizing the county government but not the national government, because in the same Auditor General's report, it has been revealed that there are massive corruption in State House at the national level. But Governor Sakaja it's very difficult to convince people that you just recently realized that Millicent Omanga is operating some illegal businesses, and so you decided 3 days after she had commented on on the Auditor General's report, then you just realized, so you just woke up or landed from the moon, and that is how you knew that there are some illegal businesses. But two things could be happening. Could it mean that because of their relationship, maybe before she commented, she was operating an illegal business? Because that is what could be happening. And I know she must have taken this ahead because she can take it to court and do all this. I can see she's saying she won't be bothered. But honestly, there is a disconnect within the UDA party, because one would think that Governor Sakaja would need the UDA members to protect him. That is what I've seen William Ruto doing. When there is a fertilizer scandal, William Ruto has stood behind the minister, Ezekiel Nturi, who really got it very rough yesterday with Sam Gitukum on Citizen TV live show, because he was fumbling, behaving like he does not know what is happening in that ministry. But Ruto stood by his side when now doctors are on strike, but William Ruto stood behind Nahumicha. People are dying on the roads, careless driving, and we don't know what is happening, but William Ruto is protecting Murkomen. So I think Sakaja would have wanted to see people like the woman rep, former woman gubernatorial, because Millicent Omanga contested as a woman rep in that woman rep position. And so they are Nairobians, they are leaders. Sakaji would have wanted Millicent Omanga to support her. But Millicent has come out with, guns blazing, and he's telling Governor Sakaja, do the right thing. And I think that is what has really angered Governor Sakaja. But for Millicent Omanga, we need to understand that she's still aspiring to be a leader in Nairobi. Who knows, maybe she wants to contest as a senator, or maybe go back to the woman rep position, or maybe, politicians are very ambitious. Maybe she wants to be a governor, you never know. And so she must speak, because I know a time is coming when people will ask her, when there was this massive rot, where were you? And so she's speaking for the records. Governor Sakaja must not start, trying to reprimand people, because he will start beating everybody and beating even his shadow. By behaving this way, he's convincing people that indeed he's guilty. Because if you know you are very innocent, why would you follow up someone who just commented that based on the Auditor General's report, Nairobians deserve better, which of course was the very, very words that Sakaja was telling us, that we need to make Nai better. So Millicent Omanga was only but echoing or trying to echo what governor himself said. And I want to urge Governor Sakaja, if he throws a stone to every barking dog, then he will be distracted. Let him concentrate on what he's doing. And if at all whatever the Auditor General said is true, then there are no two ways about it. Governor Sakaja will go home. Because if you see the members of Kenya Kwanza ditching you, it started with the deputy president, now Omanga. And I know there are very many people who are just quiet, but it will reach a point when all these leaders will tell him, no, this is too much. That means that the opposition will ditch him, including the very people who voted for him with a lot of hopes. His people will ditch him, and you see, once you've been ditched by your own very people, then there's no one who will protect you. Sakaja must do something. If I was Sakaja and if I were advising her, we still have time. We just about 2 years into office. He can do something and change if he wants. People had a lot of hope in him when he started all this Dishimtani and all this, but now he looks like it's a shadow of his former self. Whatever he's doing with the leadership is not what people had really envisaged with him. He had promised quite a lot. But this disconnect to me is healthy because you can imagine if Millicent Omanga was also behaving like the MCS were supposed to, play their role, yet they seem to have been pocketed. For Millicent, she has said she won't be intimidated, and we want such ladies.